And with just another 7 super chats, we could get Granny one of those snazzy little anoraks so that she could do her own reenactment of that trailer, and it would be beautiful. She could be inspired by the political aspirations of a soon to be deployed dog walker, and it would be fantastic. I want to see it happen, please.
Thank you, Miss
Anybody.
Breezy. There is a interview of her talking about how hard it was to take down our accent and figure it out. I want to reenact what's going to happen on court, so I think I need like a judge's outfit. I'm going to need the glasses that barbecue's hooking me up with already because I got to play Nick. We're going to need a Joker suit to play Lasniak, and then barbecue can play barbecue, and then I'll transform into myself, and we'll tell
I
you guys how the court hearing went.
I got a question. I want to know if you'd be willing to. I have this whole. I got a little TikTok I got planned,
Ugh.
and I know. Listen, I just want to know if you'd be willing to make a short clip. I'm bringing my own camera crew.
Oh my god.
So I've got this thing envisioned in my head, and it's just a little bit of slow motion walking out the doors, but walking down the steps and then putting our glasses on and walking out. I got a song that I'm gonna put it to though. I just want to make sure that you're okay with participating.
Um, sorry, I tuned out for a second. Coming out of the courthouse?
Yeah, just us opening up the doors. It'll be like slow motion, walking down the steps, looking at each other, putting our glasses on, and then just walking away. I got a little
That,
song I want to put to it too.
that'll be dependent. We'll think about that.
Yeah.
We'll think about that.
Right.
Who do you really have a camera crew coming? I can see you pulling up like the paparazzi girl. I can see.
Listen, I got a marching band maybe coming. I got a camera crew. I got things up my sleeve. And if this anti-slap goes through, we just added another 40,000 to the pot. Just
Yeah.
saying. As
I
each
just want
day
this shit
goes
to be over
by,
with.
we'll just keep spending money.
Hey,
Yep.
Tutti Frutti.
Fucking people suck.
They will, Michelle. They will. They'll run with that and be like, "We're being threatened on Tuesday to go to litigation," and they absolutely will.
Oh no, there's no threat. I would never threaten anybody. I just meant like I have people that are gonna be able to capture the truth if that means video outside of the courthouse. And I mean, if I want to drive down the road when I leave there and Bluetooth marching band music to my speaker in my car and just drive off into the sunset, that's what I'm gonna do. There's no threat to anybody.
That's funny, you guys. Someone said you guys should get those clapping hands, those plastic hands.
Yeah.
Or those teeny tiny itty bitty ones like with the running chicken. Uh, what are those? GIF? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the little fake hands, the little tiny
Yes.
hands.
I don't mean this to be, I'm speaking for myself when I say this, but I have to find some humor in this at some point to get through some of these days. So like while some people may be like, "Oh, that sounds disrespectful," or "You think this is a joke." This is not a fucking joke. This is our real life. This has been stressful. This has left me days of not sleeping, feeling depressed, crying, not wanting to really have any motivation to do anything and still trying to push forward. This has been the worst fucking thing that I've probably ever dealt with in my life. And so if I want to sit here and make a fucking joke to get me through the day, to distract me, I'm going to do it. If I want to make up a story about how I'm going to go buy a spaghetti fucking van and make a a Rico food challenge, and anybody that completes it's going to get a t-shirt that says I survived the Rico. I'm going to do that cuz I'm allowed to say that. And I'm allowed to fucking laugh and try to get myself through the most nuttiest fucking situation I've ever encountered in my life.
I don't think people realize
Body.
or appreciate the stress you and Granny have been going through. I mean, they made claims against you ladies that in all actuality could land someone in prison for 20 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I've sat and listened to some of Granny's replays where I can hear it in her voice, and I don't even know her, but I can hear it. I can hear the. I don't want to say the sadness, but I just have. That's the only word I can come up with right now. Just the hurt, and I can feel it. And I'm sitting here crying for her because I don't even know. I mean, literally. I mean, it's just crazy. I don't think people really. Yeah, everyone's like, we support you, but really to live through this shit is undescribable.
They tried taking your voices away. I mean, what else can you have if nothing else but your voice? And they literally tried taking that from both of you.
For me, it wasn't even about my voice. It was about the fact that this is my neighborhood. This is where I live. This is where I grew up. This is where my family is. It was the idea that my family's going to grab the newspaper and they're going to see that I'm being accused of RICO while reading it. That for me, it was the fact that this is where this is my home. You're accusing me of something so egregious, not states away. It's not like they just had this in Texas. No, this is in my neighborhood. This is where my kids go to school. This is like my entire reputation.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm a little bit further away, but
it's the same
this was posted on my local Facebook group. Like, I have a business here. Like, these people on the internet went so real life to hunt out local social media groups to post this in.
Right.
And that isn't anything new from their behavior. They have done this time and time again in multiple different ways on different people. This is behavior that goes back over a decade. This has just been brought now to YouTube, to our little sector of true crime. And this should be a moment where people realize that we should be standing up against this, no matter who you like, who you don't like. This stuff is not okay.
Right.
It's the definition of lol cow. Definition.
Right. And the people that normalized it on a simple basis, they no longer like me because a few months ago they were all in these chats and shit. You know, what if I decide tomorrow I want to do the same thing to you? What if we decided? What if Regina decided, you know what? I'm going to study the law. I'm going to go pro se like Betty, and I'm just going to tie you up in frivolous litigation because I don't like what you say about me. That's what the fuck you people are cheering on. You're not cheering on my demise. You're cheering on the idea that this could be any one of us at any given moment.
I just need the chat to know that I will be starting legal action against Granny if I don't get a picture of at least one tiny hand on the court wall as she walks in. Just one, at least, holding the wall.
I have them. I have a pair for my daughter. That's hysterical.
Thankfully, though, there are those of us, such as myself, who have studied the law enough that they wouldn't go filing frivolous lawsuits.
Right. Well, and there's not many people. There's not many people that are that gross that they want somebody to suffer in that type of format. Like, this is YouTube. We may dislike each other. We may run our mouths and all those things. But I don't know many people that really aim out with the goal to seriously destroy somebody's life, like take away their livelihood. There's not many people I know that are cool with that. All shysters like Betty.
Yeah, Greenie, I wouldn't base a lawsuit on hurt feelings either. And I wouldn't even file a lawsuit unless it were absolutely a slam dunk. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'm not going to go filing lawsuits against someone just because they called me like a BITC or, something stupid like that. Like, it would have to be some pretty egregious stuff. You know what I mean? For me to file a lawsuit. And it would, like I said, it would have to be a slam dunk kind of thing. And I think that anyone who thought that this was a free lawsuit is out of their ever-loving minds.
Oh, they found out the hard way.
Can I just address Sophie in the chat real quick? And I don't know, maybe I read this wrong, but she said, I'm curious why Body said in the chat yesterday she called the courts to see if exhibits were filed. I don't remember that, but how is this Body's business? It is Body's business because they named her in the complaint. So anyone that was named in this complaint, it's anyone's business.
Well, yeah. Tuesday is not a guaranteed verdict. No, it's not a guaranteed. We just lean on the faith that the judge is fully aware and that it will be but no, it's not definitely or guaranteed. I mean, for all we know, on Tuesday they may say, you know what, we don't feel this is a slap, and we're going to let this proceed. But the signs that this is going our way is, one, they didn't ask to hear about the injunction. They're not
Right. They
calling
want to
for a
hear your
hearing.
argument.
Right.
And sometimes the judge says, I'm going to take this into consideration, study the law, and make a
Right.
decision.
Right. We're not guaranteed walking out on Tuesday cleared of this by any means. We're just praying that that's the outcome.
You just know what next steps will be on Tuesday, which is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
is
not
more than
only
we
that,
had.
but also you have to imagine the pressures that are on this judge to follow the new law. You know what I'm saying? Being the first one with this case, and where you're at, right, Granny?
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm sure this judge is like at the same time,
Oh my God, Brittany
wanting
J
to.
stuck on panel.
Who's
Wow,
snoring?
Or is
I'm
she?
sorry. That's my dog.
Oh my God, I thought we were being punked.
I thought it was you, Cletus.
But that's also why we're bringing on the attorney that was one of the expert attorneys who testified and went to legislature.
Well,
He's gonna.
and not only that, but the law clerks. This has been in the law clerks' hands for a long time. I'm sure they studied up on the statutes of slap, and which is why they're even recognizing it. But yeah, what has to happen too is the judge has to write an opinion, because these type of people, they love to appeal. We already heard Nick say that they have plans on appealing. So this judge has to make sure she follows every step of that and does it with confidence, so that if and when they appeal and she has to submit an opinion on how she came to her conclusion, it is written out as a roadmap. But I have, again, I have all the faith that she's going to see it for what it is. But the odds of walking out with the decision that day is, slim to none. She might say, like, okay, I'm going to look over everything you guys presented, and, I'll give you a decision in 30 days, or I'll let, we just don't know.
Yeah.
We just don't know.
But that's a great point. Anyone could call the clerk. It's not anyone, but if they're named, they have a right to know. Period. Right to know. Just like I called, even though my attorney said, like, hey, there's no evidence that has been docketed. The clerk herself said no evidence, no exhibits have been turned in.